Those who expect to reap the blessings of freedom must, like men, undergo the fatigue of supporting it. Thomas Paine. Good evening, everybody. It's been a while. Hope everyone is doing well. Let's go ahead and start. Maybe I should start with my dashboard. Again, my main YouTube channel. Sorry, I had to update the image for this video. For the live stream. Sorry, I messed up. I knew I was forgetting something. That's what happens when I don't do live streams for a long while. All right, so I am live streaming on my backup YouTube channel. On my main YouTube channel, of course, has a strike, which was on December 6, 2020. Harassment and cyberbullying, and then again, contents are removed, such as understanding what NPCs are, and this Isaac Cappy reveals Hollywood pedophilia. More is also probably taken down. All right, so aside from that, censorship, you're going to have to go to my description box. So far, LBRY library has all of that uploaded. So if you want to watch any of that, it's going to be there. If that gets taken down, well, I may have to resort to where you can only watch by... I'll probably end up storing my videos on... a domain somewhere, either on my like a website I create or something. I'm kind of thinking about creating a Wikipedia for a lot of things I've been trying to talk about, discuss things that you will not see or hear about in mainstream media, even alternative media. You won't hear about it. Stuff that you should investigate yourself. Pretty much everything that I discuss all my live streams and my uploaded videos. All right, so this one, I was going to do a different video, but I just want to cover this one quick, although it's never quick. This is probably going to be like an hour-long video. That's why you'll see all these extra tabs. All right, so gonna play a couple of seconds, maybe a minute or two, of Tokyo Shemp, the narcissist who thinks he has Aspies or uses Aspies as a cover to do online super abusive bullying constantly. He's still doing it. I haven't watched any of his videos lately, but I watched like the last couple of days and I noticed this stuff. So here we go.
I sent him that tweet. I was fairly effective at Twitter as a super troll. I was able to get into his head.
All right, so he admits he is a super troll. Obviously, that's pretty easy. Here's more.
And I chuck it right back at them because they're demented. They're scum. I'm not joking around. These people are scum. They're maggots. They're the lowest form of human. They're barely conscious.
And it's interesting when you listen to him, his live stream or uploads, whatever it is. He always does this against just individuals who just really are against censorship or against some type of freedom. People who want, for me, it's just freedom from government, freedom from religion, very deistic philosophy. He's against that. So obviously, if he's against that, he supports the establishment, which he says he's against establishment. Of course, you never see him post videos or saying this to any member of the establishment. He just targets the smaller alternative media and alt-alternative media All right, we'll keep going.
On video. I don't know what's going to go on in the future for state-sponsored psychological operations. If you want to know, you just keep an eye on someone like Ebon Kim. He'll probably disappear eventually because there's nothing there for his mind. Same with Arya per se. If they want to keep going, they can, but
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. This guy hasn't heard the last of me, never will. I will keep going till I can't, and if I find a way back, I will. So this is a new paradigm in the fight for freedom, struggle for freedom, and I doubt this person is a government agent. He's definitely a government shill, but I doubt he's a government agent just because he's just not propped up. There's plenty of people who get propped up with numbers of views and things like that, and this person doesn't seem to have that. It's different. It's just more probably of some insane, sick-minded person, but don't know for sure. I mean, he's anonymous, so not much we can say about this that except for basically what he says about certain people and who he's saying it to.
Ebon Kim has tardive dyskinesia. He started something called Candlelight Media.
So tardive dyskinesia, like I never heard of that. And basically it just means someone who's on psychotic drugs or something like that, and side effects from it. This guy. And here's more.
The internet sucks. Ebon Kim is trash. He is such a nasty, evil jerk, creep. I'm glad I confront these people.
Alright, so you've heard from at least 4 different videos. Definitely abusive, bullying, cyberbullying, whatever you want to call it. Now, what's interesting is that, yeah, I'll report him for bullying because that's what he's doing. But I don't want to censor him. I don't want to take down his videos. I want to keep these videos around because once Tokyo Shemp is revealed, and that's the next step. That's the ultimate step, is revealing the anonymous individuals and to defend yourself against them. Part of if you're being attacked, always know who you're fighting. Unmask the mask if you have to, and that's going to be like the new era. Rather than fighting against freedom, and of course I can understand religions or governments that are trying to push people into hating all these anonymous cyberbullies to the point where you do want to censor them. That's not the right fight. The right fight is to allow the freedom of speech to occur in all forms, even for these anonymous cyberbullies. And the real fight is against them. It's not against freedom. That's why Thomas Paine's quote is very important. Like it is very tiring, right? I mean, this is just a small little battle, but it'll grow. I feel like if my channel somehow grows, my viewership grows, the interaction between people who view my content and me keeps growing. And I doubt that it will, but just in case it does, it's very important to keep that perspective, because the battle's going to increase. Look, there's going to be people who join my Zoom. I mean, there's a lot of, I put my Zoom info so people could join me. But there's a lot of people who like do Zoom bombing and all that stuff. And just have to deal with it. Just don't let them in. If they want to talk, it's not preventing their freedom of speech. They can speak whatever platform that they have and run, but I'm not giving them a a platform where they're not invited, and if they do come in with the free invitation, there's at least some form of decency, I guess. But still, the problem with allowing some form of decency in some place where you do live streaming, like I do live streaming on YouTube, even though they keep giving me strikes and taking down my videos, just because now that there's a comparison. I can do a comparison of all the videos that I've done that's on my local storage, that's on LBRY, and compare it to all the videos that are still on YouTube, and we can just see how many videos and what type of videos are taken down. And that's kind of important because you want to gather as much data as you can. And part of the fight for freedom is to ensure who's censoring and what type of material are they censoring. Just like whenever some government comes into power, some religious institution comes into power, they'll burn books, they'll destroy statues, artwork, just everything they can about the people that they wanted to destroy. So we have to just understand why, and that goes into a lot of topics and a lot of the investigations that I like to do. Is you've got the establishment, the power systems, you got the people who are opposing them or seeming to oppose them, but what's their ultimate goal? Is it more controlled opposition? Is it more control with a new regime type of thing? Or is it still the fight for freedom? And, excuse me, that's the important aspect to keep doing. Tokyo Shemp will probably never... he is a hypocrite, but he will never fight the good fight, never show his face, his real name. He would never support total freedom of religion and government, and will definitely battle those who are trying to establish that. And it's been a continual battle, a continual war to keep the struggle of freedom alive. And we keep seeing this constant majority, the idea of global, or not global, mass consciousness. There's that term, I don't know how to say it, but yeah, mass consciousness of get people to really combat freedom and to start censoring people. And it's why. I mean, how many just individuals out there who listen to other people and support freedom and not being censored, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, whatever, that they're just start bullying them and saying that they're state-sponsored psychological operatives and stuff like that. Only the state-sponsored psychological operatives would do that, the religious operatives, because basically anyone who supports freedom, you're going to support them because that's freedom. Now you're going to see a lot of articles if you do a lot of searches, and that's what I love about this propaganda that we're constantly seeing. The propaganda, the narratives, the pushing of certain types of dictatorship or some tyranny, whatever you want to call it. Basically, the subjugation of freedom for individuals and their rights to be free. Now, that's why I see a lot of these abusive online trolls really abusing the free speech and using anonymity, because it can be anyone. It could be just some crazy nut out there. It could just be some individual with some very polar ideals than majority of people, or polar ideals from people who espouse freedom, polar ideals for people who espouse government, pro-government or pro-religion. You know, I mean, it's just to be polarizing, and that we see people really, rather than defend against the attackers and counterattack, they're just saying, "Hey, look, the government's doing this, or the corporations are doing this, and maybe the religions are doing that." And they're starting to support that rather than saying, no, 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 this is infringement. This is horrible. This is a bad idea. I mean, who's to say, like, who is it that they say are abusive? Who has the, you know, I had that live stream about authority. Who has the authority to dictate who is bullying or not? I mean, I've got a video where I'm against, or I'm somehow abusing YouTube's policy for harassment and cyberbullying. And if you watch the Isaac Kappa reviews Hollywood pedophilia and more, July 2nd, whatever year it was, I don't really say anything. I just upload the video just so people can see and hear what Isaac Kappa was saying, whether or not he was correct or not, whether people believe him or not. It doesn't matter. It should be allowed where people can view the content and make a judgment for themselves. But we're going to have less and less of that. Same thing with Tokyo Shemp. I mean, the more videos he makes, the more cyberbullying stuff he does, you know, the more easily I can expose what he is and the type of person he is, even if I don't know his name or what he looks like or anything about him. But it makes me get creative, right? Right now it's against this person, right? This entity, and gotta figure it out, right? I can't really get YouTube to do anything. I can't really get government to do anything. I can't get anyone to do anything. So therefore it's just left up to me. And if that persists, who knows if he will cause harm to me or my family members. And therefore I just have to be vigilant and, you know, as with anyone who would actually do this, where I know their name, their face, what they look like, where they live, I would really confront them about this. But since this person is a coward, I really can't. So it's a new war zone out there. It's a new battlefront, and but it's still the same game. It's still the same thing that we're trying to support. It's just freedom. And the ones who have been in control, the ones who we consider the establishment, they have always, the ones who support it too, have always been the ones attacking, bullying, abusing, causing harm, and making full use of the freedoms to their supposed enemies, the people who they cannot control, and things like that. The ones who are free to do what they, do all this, they do not do it. Just look at me. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing any hate speech, cyberbullying, harassment of any individual. People say, well, you're talking bad about this individual. I'm pretty much telling the truth. It's not some type of defamation or smear. It's, if you actually look at the definition of what it is I'm saying about them, it is actually true, and I provide evidence for it. Man. This article on From Founding Fathers to Internet Trolls, this is posted on December 30th, 2016. Bruminate, by Dr. Susan Park, Associate Professor of Business and Marketing. right? And she quotes, "Anonymity is a shield from the tyranny of the majority," the U.S. Supreme Court wrote in the 1995 McIntyre versus Ohio case, holding that citizens have the right to distribute anonymous campaign materials. All this wording that you can read through, it's talking about all these different points of like anonymity in a digital world. This side is free speech, right? Even let's look at her last note, the side of free speech. As a civil libertarian, I generally come down on the side of free speech, at least with regard to any legal standards that would require an anonymous speaker's identity to be divulged. Again, right? The at least, it's like, I support free speech, but I support freedom, but it's just like the slaves, I guess, wherever they're from. It's like, hey, I support that, everyone is free, but, maybe not this group of people. Why? Because they're not really human or something like that, right? All these excuses. As that's why it is very important to really walk the walk, walk the talk. I think that's what it's called. So it's like, hey, let's balance freedom. You cannot balance freedom. Freedom is freedom. You can't balance freedom with less freedom, right? You can't balance freedom with more freedom, because more freedom is still just freedom. Basically, freedom stands on its own. There's nothing that can change it. It cannot be weighed down. It cannot be weighed less. It is standing on its own. It is just that. So basically, the combat, again, is not against freedom or any forms of freedom. It is always going to be against the individuals who use a form of use that same freedom in order to cause harm, to cause abuse, things like that. So that's the war. Not right, not wrong. It's just, if it's based off of survival, it's survival, protection. Everyone has the right to protect themselves. That's why when we talk about even the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, I will always support it, right? Can't expect anyone else to defend you. Can't expect anything of anyone. And it has to be you yourself. And the judgment will always come down to how you act and react in situations. Never on the offense, always on the defense. Never on the attack, but always on a counterattack. It's always the ones with the, what's that term I'm trying to come up with? Basically, it's like when you learn some type of self-defense, whether it's martial arts, whether it's actual or grappling or whatever. There's discipline. That's the word. If you will always have more discipline than the individual who is attacking, trying to control, trying to force, because most of your time is trying to find ways to combat something where someone else has the initiative. And that takes discipline. It doesn't take discipline to attack, to surprise, to ambush, to initiate without warning. It takes a lot of discipline in order to protect yourself and defend yourself against that. And then, as we have seen constantly, the ones who have been defending against that have always been the so-called terrorists, the agitators, the heretics, the whatever it is. It's just been always the ones in control always say they are the victims, and the real victims are the ones that they always call as the aggressors and the people who are doing the harm. And we'll see that throughout history. The currents keeps going. Whether it's, well, we can't account for it to just a group or idea or conspiracy, whatever it is. It just happens. Why? We don't know. I'm sure the ones who are in control, and if they're the ones initiating and doing the targeting, yeah, they know. But we don't know. Maybe it's time for a lot of us to get creative in order to combat all of this stuff. So I think I'm going to have to get creative. It's just kind of like X-Files. Who are those three people who are just kind of nerdy and very good with technology and stuff like that? They call them. They say, "How good is your kung fu?" Right? That's the term is, how good do you know your tech stuff? So maybe it's time to brush up on kung fu, whatever you want to call it. It's, I wouldn't, that's just that's just an analogy. All right, so that's it for this video. It's 1:36 my time. I think I will do my video. All it is just going to be just me talking on a whim, just kind of showing some stuff on the browser. So I'll see you in a few minutes.